So what is the fastest way to get the trophy for Expert SS rank in Beat Saber? So I'm gonna show you how I did it. I got it, I don't know if it was between 2 or 3 hours total. But what I did first was obviously use statistics that were based on my own performance, my own unique performance, so that then I will be able to figure out which is the level that is easier to do that for me. It might not be the same level for you. Maybe the song that is ideal for you to do this is not the same one that it was for me. But this formula and this method is gonna work the same work for you as it worked for me. So what I'm gonna do now to show you the fastest way to do this is explain you the method. So number one, you need to know how to calculate the approximation of the score that you need to get, so that you can know if you're getting close to that score or not. So first of all, what is SS rank? You know, in Beat Saber, when you play the level, when you complete a level and you play it, they give you a score. That score, they also give you a rank that goes with that score. It could be B rank, A rank, S rank, double S rank, like this one here. Double S, what it means is that you got more than 90% of the maximum score that you can get for that level. No one is going to get the maximum score. You have to be like robot perfect to be able to get the maximum score. And even if you were almost perfect, you know, the game will mess up for at least one of the boxes and it's not gonna give you the maximum score, which in PSVR is 115. It's gonna give you something like 113, 114. And since you missed 1 point, it is not a perfect score. So no one is going to get a perfect score. But although it is hard, it is possible to get more than 90% from that perfect score. So here's the idea. This formula is going to give you an approximation. It is not the exact number. It is an approximation of the minimum score that you need to get to fall in the range of more than 90% to be able to get the double S rank. So what you're gonna do is first you're gonna play all the expert levels, and then from playing all the expert levels you will be able to get scores, your own personal unique scores for each one of them. Don't play them more than 2 or 3 times. I mean, you don't want to play them too much that you become good at all of them, because then it won't be clear which is the one that is truly easier for you. And there will be one that is easier for you, that's for sure. The numbers show it. So you're gonna play all the expert levels 2 times. If you don't pass some of them, don't worry. That's not the one that you want to get double S rank in, because it is too hard for you. So after you do that test, you look at the ones that you passed. And you're gonna make something like a table like I did here for me. So you're gonna, for the ones that you passed, you put the name. That's what I did here in this column, the names of the songs. You put the number of blocks, the number of boxes in the song. You can get that from the game itself. It tells you the number that it has there in the, you know, in the screen for each song. And you copy here the score that you got. And now you're gonna fill in this column with the minimum scores. This is an approximation, but they're pretty close to it. Minimum scores that you need for the double S rank. So you're gonna have to calculate each one of these using this formula for each one of the levels. So let me explain you the formula so you know how to use it. So what you have to do is multiply the number of blocks. Where do I get this from? From this column that has all the total blocks for each level. Subtract 7. Why subtract 7? Because the maximum multiplier that you can get is 8. After you hit from the beginning of the song 8 boxes, it stays with the times 8 multiplier. So that's the maximum that you can get. But then the first 7 boxes don't give you the same score as all the others if you get a full combo. So if you get a full combo, you don't miss any of them. After the 7th box, all of them are whatever point you get times 8, because 8 is the maximum multiplier and you didn't mess up in any of the boxes. So this right here is the score of all the boxes after the first 7. So from the total boxes or blocks, you subtract the first 7, you multiply by the maximum score possible for each box. I don't know what it is in the PC VR, but in the PS and PlayStation VR, it is 115. That's the maximum that you can get for a single block or box. And this is the multiplier that you will be getting, because let me be completely honest with you. If you want double S rank in an expert level, you need to get a full combo. Well, you don't need to. You might be able to get it by missing 1 or 2, but you have to be really close to, you know, an amazing, almost perfect run. So since it is so hard to do it, I recommend that you look at it this way. You need to get a full combo, because if you get a full combo, you can mess up a little with the perfection and still be able to get this. So look at it that way. You need to get a full combo. Obviously without modifiers. If you use any modifier, forget about double S rank. You cannot use any modifier. So basically, with this you calculate the score from all the blocks except the first 7. And with this, you approximate the score from the first 7. This is the part of the formula that probably needs fixing in order to be able to get the exact number, the exact minimum score that you need to get for the double S. But don't worry about that. This, I tried it for myself, and the number that you get for this is within 1,000 points of the real actual number. It is very close. Maybe it is less than that. Maybe it is within 400 points. So it is a very close approximation, and you really don't need more than that. So what I did with this is just the first 7 boxes multiplied by the maximum 115. This part, like I told you, this is the part where this could be improved. This is not the exact total points that you can get for the first 7 boxes, but this is an approximation, which is good enough. You know, this is not a problem in a math class. This is just you wanting to get, you know, some sort of really good approximation for you to be able to do this in this game. So this is not something you need to be so, you know, rigorous about. And now, guess what? This thing right here, without the .9, which is the way to get the 90%, this thing right here is an approximation of the maximum amount of points that you can get. So how do we get an approximation of 90% of the maximum amount of points that you can get? Multiply times 90%, which is the same thing as multiplying times .90. So that's why we use this here. So let's say you want to get an approximation of the minimum score that you want or that you need to get to be able to get an S rank without a double S, with just one S. That one is 80%, more than 80%. So you will change this 0.9 to 0.8. If you want to know the one for A rank, I think the A rank is more than 70%. So you will change this 0.9 to 0.7. So you can use this formula for any of them. But the one that we want, and the one that is really difficult, which is why we want to do something like this, is the double S rank in expert, in an expert level. So when you do this, you use this formula to get all the approximations here in this column of the minimum high score or the minimum score that you need to get to be able to achieve a double S rank in that particular level. So what are you gonna do now? Are you done? No. Now is when you're gonna know for real which is the easiest one for you to get it, you know, the fastest way possible, as soon as possible. So guess what you're gonna do? You're gonna compare these approximations of the minimum score that you need with the ones that you got by playing all the expert levels 2 or 3 times. So with this comparison, you're gonna find that there's at least one of them which is going to be much closer to the number here, which is the minimum that you need, than all the others. And that one that is much closer than all the others is the level, you know, the expert mode level. That is the easiest one for you to get the double S rank, because even at the beginning, you already did way better in that one than in all the others. So if you train a lot that level only, for that level, you will be able to improve upon that. And guess what? If you were already pretty close to it, when you improve upon that, it's very likely that you will be able to get very close to double S rank. And you know, if you keep practicing and getting full combos and learning how to hit the boxes right to, you know, raise your chances. Sometimes it's really hard. Sometimes even if you hit it right, you still get like 110 out of 115. It's really difficult. But you need to learn how to hit the boxes in the different positions so that it gives you more score. So basically, that's something else that you will have to do. After you have all of this done, you have already figured out with this formula, with this table, which is the easiest level for you. And let's say that you can already get a full combo in the level. You already have all that under your belt. That still doesn't guarantee that you get it. You need to learn how to hit better, which means complete 180, you know, 180. Like let's say this box right here is one of the boxes. You have to hit completely like this, 180 degrees. If you only hit like this, there's no way you're gonna get max score. If you only hit like this, you're not gonna get max score. It has to be complete 180 degrees. I know this gets really difficult when there are many of them, many boxes, and when the speed is high, but you know, that's the way it is. So first, find the expert mode level, which is the easiest one for you. And you will be able to find it without any doubt. Okay, I'm gonna have to finish with this one because the other camera is such a bunch of crap. It turns off. I guess it's because of battery. I'm gonna finish with this one then. So first, you figure out which is the one that is easiest for you. And you're doing this with statistics, so it's not gonna fail. It is the one that is really easier for you. Then you make sure that you can get a full combo in that one. If you're still not getting double S, or even an S rank, who knows? With all that, then you need to start learning how to hit the box to get max score. So you can go to the tutorial, to the practice mode, which is the little icon that has like a graduation hat. Click on that and play the song at a slower speed, and you're gonna be concentrating on one thing when you do that. Looking at the numbers of scores that you get when you hit the boxes. And if there is one set of boxes in particular where you're never getting close to 115, you need to figure out what you're doing wrong there. So why is it that the way you used to hit those doesn't give you anything close to the maximum points per block, which is 115? So you're gonna have to figure it out. Remember that you need 180 degrees, like full slash, complete full slash. If you do like small slash, it doesn't give you the maximum score. So yeah, I think that's it. If you follow this, if you use this method that I use, this is the easiest and the fastest. I mean, it's not easy, still really hard, to be quite honest, still really difficult. But this is the fastest method that I could think of to get this. And because of this method, you know, playing that same level, you know, like half an hour every day, it only took me like, I don't know if it was 5 days or 6 days to be able to get that. So I did it like in between 2 hours and 3 hours in total. And it was not only because I was playing the level that was easiest for me, obviously that was what made it easier, but it was also, you know, because I followed this method and because I also concentrated on making sure that I learned how to hit it properly to get the maximum points. So if I was doing very well on the level, but there were still some boxes that were giving me only like 80 points, I tried to figure out how I could hit them differently. Usually it required hitting you know, with a bigger arc, with a bigger swing. So it has to be like 180 degrees. Also, something that helps a lot, and that's how I'm gonna finish this, because I think I already gave you all the tips possible for this, is making sure that you hit with the tip of the saber. So let's say this is a saber. This will be the tip. So you're gonna hit that block with 180 degrees, going down, you know, from this position, going down the way, and hit it with this part. So if you hit it with this part, it might not give you as many points. It might give you like 100 points. But if you hit it with this part, the arc is bigger if you hit it with that part. That's what's really happening. It's a bigger arc. So then it's gonna give you more points. And that's it. That's it. If you follow this and you practice it, you will be able to get it. And a lot of patience. If you want to get it in 1 hour, it's not gonna work. It takes a little longer than that. And that's it. So I hope this helps you to get it. It definitely helped me a lot. If it wasn't for all this, you know, thinking and planning, I would have taken much longer than that. Because I probably, more than likely, would have chosen a level that wasn't the easiest, the real easiest level for me. So it would have taken me much longer then. So that's it. I hope this helps you then to get the super difficult double S rank trophy in the Beat Saber game for PSVR, which is where I did it.